Welcome back to my channel. I'm James. Today I've got two exciting advanced reviews and we're going to be deep diving into the upcoming Killer Klowns from Outer Space and Addams Family double feature 1 and 2 4K Ultra HD releases. I did get these in a full 2 weeks early for review for me to dive into and test for all of you. I can tell you these are two exciting upcoming releases that I was thrilled to get in early because I really like these kind of like, this is an 80s horror, sci-fi, comedy, adventure, cult classic film. And then you've got these really good CGI family animated films that are really underrated. I mean, honestly, these Addams Family films, if you have not checked them out yet, they have a lot of adult humor that kids don't get, but I will tell you, they are extremely funny. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be doing my exclusive 4K versus Blu Ray image comparisons where I pull the native data from the previous Blu Ray releases and show you up above how they compare to these 4K Ultra HD releases. I'll share all my testing data and sum it up with my review score at the end to let you know, are these worth buying and adding to your collection, or should you skip them altogether? Now, it's always extremely important, if you decide you're going to buy either of these releases after you get done watching my review and hearing my review score, always go down and use the direct Amazon sale links I've pinned as a comment in the comment section right below this video. Those links down there never cost you a penny extra when you click on them, but by clicking on them, you show your support of these videos and all the time and hard work I put into creating all these exclusive comparisons you watch here every single week. So make sure, if you decide you're gonna buy these or add these to your collection after you get done watching this review, make sure to go down and click on those direct Amazon sale links right down there below. Now to start off here with the previous Blu Ray release I own of Killer Klowns from Outer Space. The image on it had a lot of inconsistencies. Film grain fluctuations were very heavy on it. Colors were not consistent throughout it. Numerous color fluctuations where sometimes you get pinks that looked pink, sometimes you get pinks that looked more orange. A lot of inconsistencies in the previous Blu Ray transfer. Depth and detail, it just wasn't amazing because of the film grain having so many inconsistencies with really bad fluctuations and flashings. Overall, the Blu Ray release was okay. But I could only imagine if it got a really nice 4K release, what it could really look like because of the vibrant colors that are in this film. It really needed a brand new 4K scan. Well, I'm happy to report for its 35th anniversary, Screen Factory went back and did a brand new 4K scan of the original camera negative. This is a native 4K 2160p, and they did a brand new Dolby Vision and HDR10 master. And I can tell you from the opening credits all the way to the end, you'll notice right away the film grain inconsistencies that were present on the previous Blu Ray are gone and fixed on this new 4K release. Film grain is much more consistent without a lot of those flashing and fluctuations that just made the image a rougher image to watch on the previous Blu Ray. Those are ironed out with the brand new 4K scan they did. It is a drastically improved image film grain wise alone. Now, film grain is nicely present. You'll notice it from beginning to end, just without all of those flashings and fluctuations that made that Blu Ray just so inconsistent. Now, I will tell you the Dolby Vision on this is the winner on this. HDR10 does look very good. Both of them were implemented very well, but Dolby Vision was an easy 10% better looking color tones, color depth, overall just colors on this. You can notice right away in skin tones and the pinks and the purples and the blues. Overall, they just have much more vibrancy without going into color bleed area. They're just more vibrant and skin tones just look more healthy on actually the Dolby Vision than it did on the HDR10. But we're talking on the HDR10, it's still a massive improvement in every area over the previous Blu Ray. My preferred viewing of this though was the Dolby Vision. But overall, the Dolby Vision and HDR10 are vibrant. You will notice colors look massively improved over that previous Blu Ray. Right away you notice it, and it's one of those things that doesn't end throughout the entire film. Color inconsistencies are gone on this. All those color inconsistencies on the previous Blu Ray where you'd notice sometimes pinks being more orange and going back and forth, the color inconsistencies are fixed on this. It is a very stable color image as well, and that lends to why the image looks so much more improved over that previous Blu Ray. Now, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to give this video a like and a thumbs up for me, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. Now, I am happy to report for this 4K release, it does have brilliant whites, inky blacks, and no black crush. There was some scenes on the previous Blu Ray release where they got into very dark and almost black crush, but more gray crush, dark gray crush. But they were very dark and had a hard time seeing a lot of background details on the previous Blu Ray. Because overall the transfer itself was overly darkened, it was a harder thing to see a lot of background details. Thankfully, this doesn't have those issues at all. You can see depth and detail in this very nicely pronounced, and I didn't have any of those issues with it going into black crush ever in any of the scenes throughout this film. Now, there was one instance that I did encounter when going through my testing of an issue that I did encounter on this release. At the beginning of the film, there's a very brief glitch. Basically, where the policeman's coming out of the Big Top Burger at timestamp 1:34 to 1:35. It lasts for 1 second. If you blink, you will miss it. But at that timestamp, 1:34 to 1:35, you'll notice as he's walking out, he just briefly skips ahead, and it's a little glitch, basically a digital glitch from when they did this new 4K scan of the original camera negative. When they scanned it, the scanner, because then it goes into digital file, basically scanned it and caused a digital glitch. That was the only instance of it I ran into throughout the entire film, was that one second glitch. Now, does it ruin it? It's during the opening credits, the title sequence at the beginning. To me, that 1 second does not ruin the release, but it does go into the review score. If it wouldn't have had that at all, it would have gotten a slightly higher review score, but it did ding it just a little bit because I did notice it. And if you go to that timestamp and you buy this, you will notice that just little glitch, that hiccup where he just slightly jumps ahead, just slightly. But other than that, I didn't run into any more issues whatsoever with the audio or any of the 4K image for the rest of the film. Now, talking about the audio, this does have English DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 and 2.0. I will tell you the audio mix on this does sound slightly clearer, slightly cleaner, and slightly louder than the previous Blu-ray release. But again, we're talking slightly. Though I did appreciate the improvement of it being slightly clearer with it being slightly louder, because the audio mix on the previous Blu-ray release was slightly a quieter audio mix. Now, the audio mix on this film is never going to knock your socks off as an Atmos or one of those that has the best range ever that you feel like it's all around you all the time. It's good, but it's not amazing overall. This is a slight improvement for the audio, and I'll take that slight improvement because the biggest areas it needed the most help was drastically in the image, and thankfully that's where they spent a lot of their time working on this. Now, if you want another recommendation of another great horror film released by Scream Factory, you'll want to check out my The Ring Collection full 4K versus Blu-ray image comparison review I did. I pulled all the native data off of all 3 of the films in that box set, and I can tell you that was a very surprising release. If you want a really good horror release by Scream Factory, you need to check out my exclusive review here on this channel. Now, talking about how this comes, this is the limited edition 35th anniversary steelbook. It does have spot gloss on the Killer Klowns from Outer Space logo, and this does come in a limited slipcover edition as well. I will post the Amazon sale links for both editions down below. Keep in mind the limited edition slipcover set, the slipcover goes out of print after a little while. This set will completely go out of print eventually, and the limited edition steelbook won't be available at all. I will tell you, I loved the artwork on the limited edition steelbook. I love the colors on this. It has like gold outline around actually the clowns, which I really liked. It's very like shiny gold. It's hard to pick up there. On the side here, it does say Killer Klowns from Outer Space. Then on the back, it talks about the new 4K restoration with new audio commentaries. It does talk about all the special features in here. It does have behind the scenes, trailers, audio commentaries, the making of Killer Klowns. I did like the special features in those. And then showing you on the back of the steelbook, man, do I love the artwork on this. I loved all the additional clowns with the pods. Man, that is such cool artwork. Then when you get inside here, there is additional artwork on the inside of the limited edition steelbook. Blu-ray disc is back here. I did test it. It's 100% Region A locked. So if you live outside the US and you want to access the special features, other than the audio commentary that's included on this, all the other special features are on the Blu-ray. Audio commentaries on the 4K. 4K, 100% region free, thankfully. Scream Factory did not region lock this one. In the past, they've region locked several of them that I've reviewed. Thankfully, this one was not. So the only disc that's locked is your Blu-ray disc. That link down there from Amazon ships anywhere worldwide. So if you do want to import this, make sure to use that link down there below. Now, I did dive into and test out the rough average bitrate for you. I am very happy to report this has an extremely high, healthy, and shockingly strong 80 megabits per second for its rough average bitrate. It is one of those wow experiences and lends to why there's so much depth and detail that you see, why the image is so much more stable than what you ever had on the previous Blu-ray release. Now, getting to my review score for Killer Klowns in this upcoming 4K Ultra HD release, this gets a terrific 9.1. It is a must buy. You want to buy and have in your collection. Support this release. If you like this kind of more campy, cult classic, horror, sci-fi, comedy, dark horror all mixed together, it's got a really good feeling to it. I love the campiness to it. If you love classic 80s films that sci-fi horror mixed together, this has a really good sci-fi mixture with horror, light horror elements, mixed together with some really good like set design. Had some really cool ideas that I just really liked the elements and feeling behind this film. And I'll tell you, this is the best way to experience this ever on home video. Every area of this image dramatically destroys that previous Blu-ray and really does make that Blu-ray just look extremely poor in comparison to how much of an upgrade this is over that previous Blu-ray. This gets a terrific 9.1 and is a must buy. Now, if you're wanting to buy this or add this to your collection, whether you want the standard edition that comes with the limited edition slipcover or you want to order this limited edition steelbook set, I put that direct Amazon sale link down there below, so make sure if you're going to buy this or add this to your collection now, make sure to use that link down there below. That helps to support the creation of these exclusive videos. Start the conversation in the comment section below and let me know, are you a big fan of this film? Have you seen this yet? Don't you love the like 80s, like campy sci-fi horror feeling behind it? Don't you love the set design and just the overall like clowns, masks and everything? It just, I don't know, to me, it has one of those feelings. I sit back and I watch this film and I have a great time every time. Let me know in the comment section below, how much do you enjoy this film? And are you excited for this upcoming 4K release now? Next up, we have the collector's edition 4K release of the Addams Family 1 and 2 double feature 4K set. This includes the Addams Family CGI animated film from 2019 and its 2021 sequel film. I will tell you, if you like the Addams Family at all, this has nods to the TV series, this has nods to the films, this has nods to the whole universe, including some of the books and things like that. There are so many things combined in this with really funny elements that a lot of people kind of skipped over it and missed out on it. It's severely underrated as a more adult CGI comedy animated film that you'll be surprised at the humor in this, that you'll find yourself laughing and saying, man, I had a really good time watching these films. And the sequel of this, I actually personally think the sequel is almost better than the first film, which is pretty darn rare. Now, for both of these films, they did get a brand new 4K transfer of the original master with both Dolby Vision and HDR10 on them. I can tell you between the Dolby Vision and HDR10, in this case, there wasn't really any variance. Between the Dolby Vision and HDR10, they were both implemented wonderfully, and I didn't notice any real color variances between them. They both looked extremely good. Brilliant whites, inky blacks, no black crush, and very vibrant colors for a CGI animated film that drastically improved upon everything you had on the previous Blu-ray releases. That the colors on this really just shine brilliantly through this. That makes the previous Blu-rays just look more dull and muted overall when you compare them, as you're noticing up above, to what you get on this new 4K release. It really brings so much more vibrancy and life to the image that it really does make it hard to ever go back to those Blu-rays after you see how vibrant they really are on this. Now, I will tell you something that did surprise me was the 4K release does have added depth and detail that was quite dramatic over the previous Blu-rays because it's based on the original files. Well, here's the good news. Because this is a more modern CGI film, there's a lot more details in those CGI files than what was present on like Kung Fu Panda. So in this case, when they did that new 4K transfer from the original master, you can see quite a bit more depth in those CGI than what was present on the previous Blu-ray. You'll notice it's actually dramatic. When you sit down and watch them side by side, you can see a whole lot more in that file than what was present and what you could actually see on the previous Blu-ray. And I will say the 4K is a surprisingly pristine and beautiful 4K image from beginning to end for both films in this set. Now, talking about the audio, you do get an English DTS HD Master Audio 7.1, 5.1, and 2.0 audio mixes for both films in this set. I can tell you the 7.1 will surprise you. It has very good range. It's extremely crystal clear. It's a very strong and enjoyable audio mix. Both films, that 7.1, is a very nice improvement over what you had on the previous Blu-ray releases. I did enjoy the audio mix. That 7.1 for both of these films was very enjoyable. Now showing what you get in this. This is a collector's edition set with a slipcover. I do like how shiny and glossy it is. Side it says Addams Family double feature. Talks about it back here. Now, all of your special features are contained on your additional Blu-ray disc. The 4K disc is only for the movies themselves, and that's good news, and I'll explain why when I get to the bitrate. Now, when you get inside here, you do get your Blu-ray disc. I did test it. It's 100% Region A locked. So if you do want to import this outside the US, the Blu-ray disc is Region A locked. 4K disc, I did test, is 100% region free. You won't have any issues playing the 4K disc whatsoever. Thankfully, the 4K disc is a BD100, so it gave it plenty of room to breathe. No issues whatsoever because both films are shorter films. They are contained on the 4K disc. Now, I did dive into and test out the rough average bitrate for both films on the 4K disc. I am happy to report it was a high, healthy, and strong 74 megabits per second. They didn't overcompress it down. They didn't shove it onto a smaller disc. They gave it plenty of room to breathe. I didn't have any issues whatsoever. The rough average bitrate on it is very healthy and lends to why it has such a pristine and beautiful looking 4K image that outshines that now looking poor Blu-ray release, that you'll never want to watch that Blu-ray after you see how amazing they look on this 4K release. Now, getting to my review score, for the Addams Family in this collector's edition 4K release, this gets a beautiful 9.2. This is a must buy. You want to buy and add to your collection. This is one of those that will surprise you how enjoyable film they are. And the image on this is so darn pristine and beautiful looking that it dramatically outshines the previous Blu-ray release, that it actually makes the previous Blu-ray release look awfully poor now in comparison to how beautiful this pristine 4K transfer is. They didn't overcompress the image at all on this. They gave it plenty of room to breathe with a very high and healthy rough average bitrate. What a great job they did on this. This is one of those underrated films. If you have not checked it out, the fact that you get both of them in this, the price for this is very good considering you get both films in this set instead of them on separate 4K releases. I really appreciate them doing that this way to save a couple of bucks. You get both in this with plenty of room to breathe for shorter comedy films on that disc. Man, what a beautiful pristine transfer. 9.2, another must-buy release. I gotta say, we've really been spoiled lately, and I said this before, but I really can't explain to you how amazing of a time it is for us physical media fans. Those of us that love movies and TV series, we are being spoiled beyond spoiled with all of these amazing 4Ks we've gotten recently. And we're getting some amazing transfers. Man, I really enjoyed this release, and I've enjoyed a lot of these lately. You'll be blown away by the quality of a lot of these. Now, make sure to start the conversation in the comment section below and let me know, are you excited for Addams Family? Have you seen this yet? Have you gotten to experience this yet? Or is this going to be your first time on this 4K release? Start that conversation down there below. Now, it's extremely important also, if you're going to buy either of these releases and add them to your collection now, make sure to go down and use that direct Amazon sale link I've pinned as a comment in the comment section right below this video. That link down there is the only way I can always continue to create these videos. By you clicking on that, it never costs you a penny extra, but it does support the creation of all of this content here on my channel. I'm not sponsored and I'm not paid by any of these studios, so the only way I can always do this is with you, my viewers and subscribers support through using those links down there and joining my Collectors VIP Club. I do want to say thank you to every single one of you that has clicked on those links down there and joined my Collectors VIP Club. Every one of you are amazing, and I really do appreciate it. As always, I truly hope all of you have a blessed day, and I've always got something new, early, exclusive, and exciting coming out very soon.